Today we'll be taking a look at the first VR headset from Phenomec, the VR Smartview. Phenomec is an Australian company who's determined on taking the VR market by storm. The main selling point of this new VR headset is the price. The developer kit is currently priced at $50, much lower than other VR technologies like the Oculus Rift, which is closer to $350. The Smartview shares some similarities with VR technologies like Google Cardboard, Gear VR, and OpenDive. Instead of having its own screen, it allows you to insert your smartphone and use that as the display and to power applications from it. This allows for no attached wires, which means more freedom of movement. Having this design is what allows the low price point compared to other VR headsets which have their own screen. So how does it stack up when it's already competing with Gear VR, Dive, Google Cardboard and Oculus? Starting off, you have quite an elegant design with a simple black and white colour scheme which is quite appealing. I personally think the aesthetic design of this headset is one of its strongest points, as it's very sleek, which is not something you'd expect of this price point. The build quality is decent, it's very lightweight and not particularly tough, but it doesn't feel flimsy and cheap. But it's not the most rugged device, so I would be careful when you're chucking it in your bag and travelling, as bending might become a slight issue. The headset comes in a flat pack and has to be assembled, which is not particularly difficult, and Phenomec has uploaded videos showing how to assemble it. The link will be in the description. Once assembled, using the VR headset is simple. You slide off the front of the headset, which leaves you with two sections, one with lenses and one piece with a black sticky pad, which is where you place your phone. The sticky pad is very effective at holding the phone, and at some points a little bit too much, which I'll elaborate on later. Once the phone is mounted in, you simply slide the parts back together and put it on your head. It helps to have an app launched before reassembly, as it can be difficult to access the touchscreen when it's in the headset. When you put the headset on, you'll have to adjust two side sliders for the lenses, as otherwise it will be out of focus and there will be overlap. Calibration isn't difficult, and there's even a VR calibration app to help with that. Due to this adjustable lens system, the headset can take a large range of phones. Phenomec recommends a minimum of a 4.7-inch screen, and they stated it can take up to large phablets. The phone I'll be testing this headset with is the OnePlus One, which has a 5.5-inch screen size. Once you've set the device up, you can get going. There's a list of compatible apps with the headset on Phenomec's website, although upon trying many of those apps, it's certainly a mixed bag. Many apps are simply too buggy and poorly designed to be usable. Bubble Cars is a good example of this, and others aren't fully compatible, like the Google Cardboard app, as the selection tool isn't built into this headset like the Cardboard, which is kind of unfortunate. Other apps need to use a controller, which many people may not have, and there can be a lack of instructions for many of the apps. However, the app library is not all bad, and there are lots of good apps which provide a unique experience, and lots of interesting concepts. I found many dive apps had a good experience right out of the box, with no additional hardware needed. I especially enjoyed the VR Hoverboard app, where you shoot bad guys with laser eyes on a hoverboard, VR Run, which is like a VR runner style game with coin collecting, and the demo of Jet Sprint. There are also a few good showcase apps like VR Roller Coaster and Google Cardboard's Street View and Windy Day. None of these apps are extremely complex, but the good thing about having apps is there's lots of room for improvement and innovation. Moving on to the experience when actually using the headset, it's quite enjoyable. It provides an experience with decent clarity, if not top of the line, and has the ability for nice immersion. Having no wires is a big plus, so you can move around and rotate without fear of running out of cable. It also allows for an impressive experience, and if you're new to VR, you're certainly in for a treat. It performs very well considering how inexpensive this headset is and how new it is. Phenomec has also recently announced that you can stream games to your phone from your PC. While they don't have their own software yet, they have a two-step workaround to stream these games. They've announced they're going to add their own software, and temporarily they're putting up a video to show you how to do the two-step workaround while they're getting their own software ready. However, this is really pretty clunky right now, and it's kind of a very mixed experience. I have only just managed to get a game to stream, and when it did, there was a lot of lag and latency, and just not a super enjoyable experience, so I'm hoping that they come up with a better solution eventually. There's a lot to like about this headset, but there's also downsides. Immersion is just not as good as with an Oculus Rift, and it has noticeable light leak with an incomplete seal when using the headset, and it just simply doesn't look as good as an Oculus. The sticky patch for this device is very strong, and really too strong, as it can actually get very difficult to remove the phone, and the sticky patch can peel off the headset when doing so. This gets slightly annoying, and needs improvement so that it's easy to add and remove the device, especially if the phone has a smooth back which the kind of sticky pad can grab too well. However, it does get a little easier as the kind of thing ages and the more you remove your phone, as it gets less grippy, but still it's not a very elegant solution. Navigation is another pitfall of this device. With no easy way of navigating the device and apps without taking off the headset or prying your fingers in to touch the screen, it can be very difficult to select what you want. The somewhat limited and buggy app library is also another weak point of using a phone to power it. However, this can be improved, and hopefully the library of quality apps and games improves over time. Right now there are not many apps beside dive apps that don't require some sort of controller. Having no headband makes it difficult to use a controller even when you do have one, as it's hard to hold both devices at once. Speaking of the headband, I would have also liked to really see one with the dev kit, not just the final version, as it would have really improved the experience. Having no headband does make it difficult when you're trying to use controllers or keyboards, as having to hold the headset with two hands is really clunky. Having to hold the sides can also be an issue if you accidentally hit the side and defocus the lens, and it can be pretty tiring on the arms if you're trying to go for a long session. While many of these issues can seem very disconcerting, you have to remember this is only the prototype, the developer kit. Considering how new it isn't half bad. So what's the conclusion for this product? If you're looking for an affordable VR headset which needs a little tinkering here and there, and you want to be an early adopter, if you can get your hands on the dev kit, it might just be for you. If you're wanting the low price but a more polished experience, wait for the more consumer-friendly versions. And if price just isn't an issue to you, then there might be better solutions for you. However, for what it is, I think Phenomec has done a pretty good job with this VR headset. Alright, thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe, and also tell me if you want to see more of this type of content, and if you have any questions I will either reply in the comments or I might even make a follow-up video with a kind of Q&A about this product, so tell me what you'd like to see, and see you next time.